So now let us understand the concept of total internal reflection. Now what is exactly total internal reflection? It is an amazing phenomena. When the ray of light is moving from denser to rarer medium, the ray of light is reflected back into the same medium without any refraction taking place, and that phenomena is referred as TIR effect. Now let us start understanding what exactly happens as the ray of light moves from denser to rarer medium. तो जब रे ऑफ लाइट डेंसर से रेरर की तरफ जा रहा है तो इट इज बेंडिंग अवे फ्रॉम द नॉर्मल. तो किसी एक पॉइंट पे रे ऑफ लाइट इतना ज्यादा बेंड हो जाता है दैट द रे ऑफ लाइट इज रिफ्रैक्टेड एट 90 डिग्री एंगल ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन, एंड देन इफ द एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस इज इंक्रीज्ड फर्दर द रे ऑफ लाइट इज रिफ्लेक्टेड बैक इनटू द सेम मीडियम विदाउट एनी रिफ्रैक्शन टेकिंग प्लेस. तो कहने का मतलब कुछ ऐसा हो गया कि जब अपने एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस बढ़ाते हैं तो ये रिफ्रैक्शन ऐसे ऐसे और फिर इतना ज्यादा इधर आ चुका होता है 90 डिग्री एंगल ऑफ रिफ्रैक्शन, मतलब इससे ज्यादा और कहां रिफ्रैक्शन होगा. ये एंगल बढ़ते 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 90 डिग्री पे आ गया. आफ्टर दिस द रे हैव नोवेयर टू गो, सो द रे इज गोइंग टू गेट रिफ्लेक्टेड बैक इनटू द सेम मीडियम विदाउट एनी रिफ्रैक्शन टेकिंग प्लेस, एंड दैट कंडीशन इज कॉल्ड एज TIR इफेक्ट और टोटल इंटरनल रिफ्लेक्शन. अब अगर इस बात को अपने समझें तो यहाँ पे अपने स्टार्ट करते हैं राइटिंग इक्वेशन अबाउट फर्स्ट वन. सो इफ आई राइट इक्वेशन अबाउट द फर्स्ट वेव, देन वी राइट सिंपली यूजिंग स्नेल्स लॉ mu1 sin I equals mu2 sin R. And then if you want to write it in sin I by sin R format, then you can write it as mu2 by mu1. Now if we come to the second wave, the second ray diagram that we have, so the ray of light is incident at critical angle. Now this is a very important angle, the angle of incidence at which the ray of light is refracted at 90 degree angle of incidence is called as critical angle. So now if we write for critical angle, then we write it as mu1 sin IC is equal to mu2 sin 90 degree. So we can write this as that critical angle sin IC equals mu2 by mu1. Now if we want to write for the third case, so for the third case there is no specific equation regarding refraction because refraction is not taking place. So if refraction हो ही नहीं रहा है तो इक्वेशन आप लिखेंगे क्या? तो हम लोग यहाँ पे बस इतना ही कहते हैं that theta must be greater than critical angle for TIR effect to take place. अपने पूरे बात को अगर समराइज करें तो अपने ऐसे कहते हैं when the ray of light is traveling from denser to rarer medium, it have a tendency to go away from the normal. For a certain angle of incidence, the ray of light is refracted so much that the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. If the angle of incidence is increased further, the ray of light is reflected back into the same medium without any refraction taking place. So this is a condition for TIR effect. अब अगर अपने को पूछे कि कंडीशंस बताइए TIR इफेक्ट का, तो हम सिंपल सा आंसर दे देते हैं that for TIR इफेक्ट to take place the ray of light must be traveling from denser to rarer medium. So it is necessary that the ray of light is going from denser to rarer medium. rarer से denser आएगा तो वो towards the normal bend कर देता राइट को, तो TIR इफेक्ट कभी रीच होगा ही नहीं. तो अपने कहते हैं the ray of light must be necessarily traveling from denser to rarer medium, and the second condition is the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, not equal to, greater than critical angle. और ये दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई होना चाहिए. ये दोनों ही कंडीशन जब सेटिस्फाई होगा तो वी से दैट टोटल इंटरनल रिफ्लेक्शन विल टेक प्लेस. एक दो एग्जांपल पे अपने बात कर लेते हैं TIR इफेक्ट कब कब काम आता है. तो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट डिवाइस जो TIR इफेक्ट पे बेसिस पे चलता है इज ऑप्टिकल फाइबर. सो ऑप्टिकल फाइबर वर्क्स ऑन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ TIR इफेक्ट. इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ एन इनर कोर एंड एन आउटर क्लैडिंग. तो जो इनर कोर है वो डेंसर मटेरियल का बना है, आउटर क्लैडिंग जो है वो रेयर मटेरियल का बना है, और उसमें रिपीटेटिव TIR इफेक्ट होता है एंड द सिग्नल इज ट्रांसमिटेड फ्रॉम वन एंड टू द अदर. सो दीस आर द phenomena which is associated with TIR effect. I hope you enjoyed it.
Hello friends. So today we are demonstrating Snell's law. Along with Snell's law we will also try to see the total internal reflection effect. So for that we have a arrangement. The arrangement consists of an A4 page which is having some angles marked on it, and we have a semicircular wedge. Along with this we have a light source. So semicircular wedge is going to play a very important part, as if we incident light following this line, we can say that all the ray of light is going along the normal. So when the ray of light is going along the normal, on this curved wedge, we can say that the angle of incidence is 0 degree. And we will be observing angle of incidence at this junction where there is a glass air interface. We will measure the angle of incidence followed by angle of refraction followed by angle of reflection if it is there, and then we will try to do the necessary calculation to calculate refractive index. We will try to see refraction taking place for real and total internal reflection. So let's get started. तो अपने सबसे पहले यहाँ पे एक बहुत obvious ray देख लेते हैं कि if the ray of light is at 0 degree angle of incidence, then the ray of light is passing without any refraction taking place. तो यहाँ पे भी कोई रिफ्रैक्शन नहीं, यहाँ पे भी कोई रिफ्रैक्शन नहीं, and the ray of light is passing without any refraction taking place. Now if we increase the angle of incidence, so now if we see somewhere here at 15 degree, so at this 15 degree angle of incidence, we have a certain angle of refraction over here which is greater than 15 degree. So for 15 degree angle of incidence, we see that the angle of refraction is greater than 15 degree, and we can also see a thin line of reflection taking place. So we can say that when the phenomena of refraction is taking place, reflection is also taking place. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि refraction हो रहा है तो reflection नहीं हो रहा है. They both are taking place simultaneously. Now, if we increase the angle of incidence a little further, say at 30 degree angle of incidence. So at this 30 degree angle of incidence, we are having a wonderful observation that at 30 degree angle of incidence, the ray of light is refracted roughly at 45 degree angle of refraction. So we will use this to calculate the refractive index of the material of the glass slab. So this is glass and air, this is angle of incidence and this is angle of refraction. So if we write Snell's law between these two surfaces, we can say that mu g sine 30 degrees is equal to mu 1 sine 45 degree, and therefore if we want to calculate refractive index of the material of the glass slab, then we can say that this value is equal to 1 mu 2, this value is equal to 1, and then sine 45 degree, that is 1 by root 2, this value is equal to half, so times half, so half and 1 by root 2 over here multiplied this, so we get root 2, that is equal to 1.414. We can simply do sin I by sin R, and using this we can calculate the refractive index of the material of the glass slab. Over here again it is interesting to note that some amount of light is reflected back again. Now if I increase the angle of incidence a little more, then at this junction we can see that the ray of light is at critical angle, as the ray of light is reflected mostly and no refraction is taking place. This is at critical angle. यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा लाइट जो है वो इस तरफ चला जा रहा है, बाकी सारे के सारे रे ऑफ लाइट जो है वो रिफ्लेक्ट बैक करके इसी मीडियम में आ गए. If I increase the angle of incidence a little more, then we achieve a case of total internal reflection where no ray of light is refracted into the other medium. Total internal reflection is achieved. If we increase the angle of incidence a little more, say at 60 degree angle of incidence, again we say that the total internal reflection is intact. The ray of light is reflected back into the same medium. For condition of total internal reflection, we say that if the ray of light is traveling from denser to rarer medium and the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, then only total internal reflection can be observed. So using this semicircular wedge, we have observed a lot of phenomena. We have observed that at 0 degree angle of incidence, no refraction is taking place. If we increase the angle of incidence, we were observing some angle of refraction taking place. With refraction, there was a certain amount of reflection taking place. But after a point, when total internal reflection was taking place, the ray of light was not refracting at all. तो ये बहुत ही वंडरफुल ऑब्जर्वेशन है, और अपने 30 डिग्री 45 डिग्री एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस का इस्तेमाल करके हम लोगों ने रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ऑफ द मटेरियल ऑफ द ग्लास स्लैब भी कैलकुलेट कर लिया है बाय यूजिंग सिंपल कैलकुलेशन, दैट इज साइन आई बाय साइन आर, एंड इट इज गिविंग अस दिस रिजल्ट which is the refractive index of the material of the glass slab. So now let us try to see total internal reflection in an equilateral prism. तो equilateral prism में अगर आपने देखें यानी कि all the angles are 60 degree, so we are placing equilateral prism in the path of the ray of light और अपने यहाँ पे ऐसा ऑब्जर्व करते हैं एट दिस सरफेस वेयर द एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस इज 0 डिग्री द रे ऑफ लाइट एंटर्स विदाउट एनी रिफ्रैक्शन टेकिंग प्लेस and then at this glass air interface we can say that this angle is 90 degree, this one is 60 degree, 30 degree, so the angle of incidence is 60 degree. So since 60 degree is greater than the critical angle of the glass, the ray of light is undergoing total internal reflection at this glass air interface and it is reflected on the other side. Now when it is reflected back, it is reflected at an angle of reflection 60 degrees, and then again at this surface the angle of incidence is 0 degree, and hence the ray of light emerges without any refraction taking place on the other surface. Now we shall see this in a isosceles prism. So in the isosceles prism case, this is again a very wonderful observation that we have. So in the isosceles prism case, the ray of light is undergoing a deviation of full 180 degree, means the ray of light bounces back to me. So over here we see that the angle of incidence at this surface is 0 degree, this is 45 degree angle. So the ray of light is incident at 45 degrees angle of incidence, and then it suffers a total internal reflection at this surface. Again the angle of incidence on the other surface is 45 degree, it is reflected back again so that it emerges back from the lower surface back to the source. So we can say that the ray of light is undergoing a deviation of 180 degree.